Studio Fallout is an artist-run gallery dedicated to supporting contemporary underground visual artists through art exhibitions, workshops, performances, and more. This February, they're celebrating Black History Month with a special exhibition. And joining us now to tell us more is gallery director and curator for Farida, Mazlan, and director of Studio Fallout, Hank von Hellion. Hank, Free, thank you both so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, we're so excited to talk about Studio Fallout and the incredible collaborations and programming you are doing for Black History Month. But let's first get into what is Studio Fallout? What can people expect in the doors?
As you mentioned, we are an artist-run gallery and event space in the heart of North Beach. Our lineage is directly from Winston Smith, who's a very iconic artist here in San Francisco, and it's sort of his space, and you know, we're sort of helping to run it and create events and awesome programming and bring in some really neat art.
Well, one of those awesome programmings is going to be for Black History Month. You guys have an incredible Black History Month programming. Can you tell me about that and the collaboration as well?
Yes, sure. So we collaborated with the Black Panther Party Alumni Legacy Network to host an exhibition with 2 original Panther elder artists and 10 contemporary artists from all around the world in homage to the ideology of the Panthers.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's called Power of the People.
Oh, that is so incredible. What an awesome collaboration.
Yeah, it's an honor
Black
for us
History
every day
Month. Yes.
You know, to pay homage to the people who really made a difference in our life.
Well, what can people expect when they come to Studio Fallout and they're able to experience the Black History Month collaboration? How about you?
So we've had a few events already. We recently had a book talk by an original Black Panther member and member of the original member of the Lumpin' Band, which was the Black Panther sort of band way back in the day, funk band. Amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Last weekend we had an art show and talk from Catherine Campbell, who was one of the original members, who her main sort of function was the free breakfast program. She worked on that pretty heavily. This upcoming weekend we have our sort of closeout show. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, it's an art talk with Malik Edwards, which is the headliner artist. He was one of the original illustrators for the Black Panther newspaper. And Sister Catherine, who, you know, is one of the early members of the San Francisco Black Panther chapter. And so they're both going to share their story of working in the party in the early days, how they illustrated, you know, the Black Panther newspaper and distributed. And you can see some of the artworks right now.
Oh my gosh, it's so unique.
And this artwork right there that's currently shown, it's by Rufus Dayglow, who was an illustrator for Tank Girl, and Reagan Buchanan, who is the illustrator for Black Punk now. That they collaborated on a series of prints. So, you know, there's about 10 different artists.
Oh, wow, okay.
Today.
So probably a lot of people, local people might recognize. It sounds like a lot of local artists or a lot of people locally who might know some of this artwork be able to come in and discover, you know, that Black Panther pride and that association with it. Why was that so important for Studio Fallout to partner up with the Black Panthers and showcase so much of their art?
Well, I've been working alongside the BPP ELN, which is the network, for the past few years. You know, we started off with this artwork by Steelworks. Awesome. You know, the artist donated this design and said, hey, we want to participate and work together with the elders. And so we contacted them, and then it led to further collaborations with artists, including Shepard Fairey, which you might, you know, notice.
A lot of people might recognize.
Yeah, and so, you know, we're honored to work with artists today, you know, maintaining the legacy and the message of the Panthers, you know, kind of stepped out of the militant concepts and talk more about the survival programs and the community work. You know, we're running a community art space. We want to involve more activism in what we do in our programming. And yeah. It's so far, this is the first big show of the year, and we're looking forward to what's coming up next for us.
Oh, man. Well, we are also looking forward to it. Now, what else can people expect from Studio Fallout? What's to come?
Winston Smith has a workshop coming up probably next month that we're sort of in the middle of scheduling. We have
a art show in May for AAPI Heritage Month that focuses on Southeast Asian traditional art and punk art. You know, we have very strong punk roots.
Yeah.
And then we have in April exhibition and tribute to the 40th anniversary of George Orwell's 1984, the book. So the name Winston Smith is a protagonist of that book, and you know, we live in a world that is terrifying sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. So art is a great escape sometimes,
Exactly,
right?
exactly. Yeah. And art and activism intersects very well, you know.
I agree with that. All right, well, so before I let the two of you go, one final question. What does this mean to the two of you, you know, heading into this month and being able to just showcase so many local artists and provide artists with a platform? Let's start with you.
I think in particular, this Black History sort of programming that we have is Black history is important, but Black history is also BIPOC history, and it's also world history. And I think for us as a studio, it's important that we not only showcase really amazing talent and amazing creative folks from around the area and around the world, but also that we find a way to really connect that with community building and, you know, a sharing of stories. And I think for us, this month represents a lot of that.
Wonderful. Well, thank you both so much for joining us today. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, of course.